Hi, this is Joe, and welcome back to the Fab Lab. I like doing these El Cheapo tests. I went over to Harbor Freight the other day, and I picked up this Drill Master cordless screwdriver set. It's 4.8 volts, 600 milliamps, which calculates out to a massive 2.88 watts. So I like buying these cheap tools. Harbor Freight sells this stuff. I don't know if they do it as a joke or if they really intend for people to try to use some of this stuff. We're going to do a test here and determine if this is actually of any use or is it just totally junk. So what I did is this comes out to right around $9.50. They give you the charger. They recommend to charge it no more than 7 hours. So last night I charged it. It has not been used yet, so this is a brand new fresh charge, and this is the first charge on the unit after I purchased it. There is no torque ratings in the manual. I went through and read the manual, so we don't know what kind of torque this screwdriver set is rated at, other than the fact that we calculated the watts. So what I'm going to do is a couple tests here. What you do is, in addition to the charger, they give you some bits, supposed to be 1/4 inch. I also have, for other tools that I buy usually a box of, again, either Milwaukee or DeWalt. And if we pop one of these out and try it, it is indeed standard 1/4 inch. So you can buy these after you destroy the ones that they give you, and you can then replace them with any bits. So okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple tests. First, we're going to do a start out with a fresh charge, and we're going to try to screw in different length of screws. I got some 3/4 inch, 1.5 inch, 2.5, and 4 inch. We'll see if we can make it. Then what I'll do is I'll recharge the unit, and then we'll do a endurance test. We'll take the 1.5 inch screws, and we'll see how many we can screw in before the unit runs out of charge. So let's get started. Let's start out testing the 3/4 inch length. Okay, looks like it worked on the 3/4 inch. Now let's try the 1.5 inch, and we'll see what happens here. Let me get it started and get my hand out of the way so you can see what's going on. Oops. Okay, well, we didn't quite make it with the 1.5 inch. Not quite enough torque. Oh, and there is a light on here too. If you turn on the switch on the top, you have a little bit of light, but I'm going to turn that off. We want to conserve as much energy as we can here. But as you can see, we didn't quite make it. There's about little over 1/4 inch that it didn't do it. Geez, I'm not even going to try the 2.5 inch ones. Let's see if I can do another 1.5 inch here. Okay, let's try another one. Turn off the light. Uh-oh. As you can see now, we're starting to lose power. Now we're just over 1/4 inch and not quite 1/2 inch. So let me go get some more 1.5 inch screws, and we'll see how we're doing. We may end up doing the endurance test at the same time we're doing the depth test. Let's do the third one here and see how far we get. And another. The drill is starting to get just a little bit warm. Not hot, but just a little warm. Let's continue here. We've drilled 34, or attempted to screw in 34 screws of 1.5 inches in length. We started out with a 3/4 inch, then we did some inch and a half wood screws, and then we switched and we used some 1.5 inch drywall screws. And as you can see, most of them went in at least, yep, slightly over 1 inch. And then we start getting out here. You can start seeing the discharge curve here. Now the last ones are just slightly over 1/2 inch in depth. So all in all, again, unless you're drilling a lot of small screws like 3/4 inch to 1 inch screws of the size of a drywall screw, you're not going to get very far. There was no way I even could get to the 2.5 inch screws, not alone the 4-inch screw. There just isn't enough torque. But again, if for $9.50, and then you'll be able to do approximately, maybe 34 1-inch or less screws, and then you have a 5 to 7 hour recharge time. I'll let you know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to take this back to Harbor Freight. Now that we've reached the limit of approximately 34 screws, again, and the last ones here have just about 1 inch sticking out. Let's flip and go to reverse and see just how much torque, and if this little drill screwdriver can back out some of these screws after we've sort of depleted the battery a bit. We were able to remove, with the current state of the charge, after drilling in 34 screws and the last several here, with 1 inch, at least 1 inch or slightly over 1 inch of extension, or I'm sorry, slightly less than 1 inch of extension, I was able to unscrew 4 of these screws before the drill actually stalled. So again, the performance of a $9.50, almost $10 with tax drill, 34 screws drilled in, not completely. The only screw that was able to completely be flush with the wood was 3/4 inch. None of the standard wood 1.5 inch wood screws were able to get anywhere near being flush with the wood. There's 1 or 2 here that came close, but again, no flush drill. The rest of them, as you can see, the slow depletion of the battery is really obvious here. You can start seeing the screws seating less and less over time. And then when the drill finally stalled, then we were only able to remove 4 before the drill stalled again. So interesting. I'm probably going to take this back. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I always like doing these, taking the cheap tools from Harbor Freight and pushing them to the limits. So hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.